Hi, Rene. I think that's how I say your name. I hope I had it right. Dave told me. I'm going to analyze your scan here, and I just wanted you to have a face with the voice. So I'm going to actually turn this video over onto your paper here so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's just start right up here at the top. So this is your intracellular water. It's the water inside of your cells. You have 77.6 pounds of water inside your cells. This is your extracellular water. This is the water outside of your cells and the rest of your body. It's 53.6 pounds of water outside your cells. That doesn't really tell us much. It's like, what the heck does that mean? So of your 321 pounds, 131 of that is water. Is that good or bad? So if we come down here, you look at your extracellular water over your total body water, this one right here, we want this number here to be anywhere between 0.36 to 0.39. So as you can see, your extracellular water over your it's high. All right, so that's not good. Okay, that could be due to retaining water some way, somehow. It could be due to some sort of a heart issue going on. I don't know if you've been to the heart doctor, but you probably should go if you haven't gone. And I'm going to tell you that also seeing a doctor to make sure like everything is good with your heart there's a couple other indicators on this scan that are telling me that you should do that as well. If you have done that, if you've been to the doctor for your heart and that kind of thing, then very good. Awesome. But if you haven't, you probably should make an appointment. I'll tell you why, continuing on with your scan, okay? So if you come back up here, your dry lean mass, this is muscle cells only. Okay, you have 44 pounds of muscle. So your water and your muscle cells together, this is considered your lean body mass, there's no body fat there, is 175.5 of your 321.7 pounds, okay? And then the rest of this body weight is body fat. So you have 146.2 pounds of body fat, okay? Now if you take a look at this next chart, sorry, a little wobbly there, the muscle fat analysis. So as you can see here, this arrow would indicate below average for your gender and height. The dash in the middle here would indicate average for gender and height. And then this arrow here would indicate above average. So as you can see, your body weight is above average. You're looking at 205% there. So you're about 105% above average at 321.7 pounds, okay? Which I know you probably know that you need to lose weight, and that's why you're here and working with Dave and doing this, okay? Now your skeletal muscle mass, this right here is your muscle cells and your bone together. So you are at 96.8 pounds of skeletal muscle mass. Now, as you can see here, you're still above average for your gender and height and with your skeletal muscle. It's about 130% there. So you're about 30% above average. So you do have, a good amount of muscle for the average for your gender and height. Okay, now it's just a matter of losing body fat. Okay, so as you can see here, your body fat is at 617.9%. So that would mean that you are, 517.9% above average. Okay, so BMI, I don't pay much attention to that. It's kind of just like a measurement that is your height over weight kind of thing. I don't pay much attention to that. But what I do pay a lot of attention to is the percent body fat. And as you can see here, your percent body fat is 45.4%. And men want to be anywhere between 10 and 20%. That's the average. All right, so what does this mean in terms of body fat loss? So if you look up here, the recommendation based on your scan is for you to lose 115 pounds of body fat. 115 pounds of body fat. So if you lost 115 pounds of body fat, that would take this, 146 pounds of body fat, 146 pounds of body fat, that would take that down to 31 pounds of body fat. That's what you would be looking at, okay? And then that would also, ideally bring your weight down 115 pounds. So you'd be looking at, 205 pounds. That's what you would be, something along those lines, 206 pounds. Okay, now the goal with that would be to lose body fat, lose body weight, but not lose skeletal muscle mass. And even if you were to increase your skeletal muscle mass number, that would be a positive. Okay, as you can see here, this makes the shape of a C. That's a C body type, we call it, C. So your goal would be to kind of get more to like an I. So moving your weight in the form of losing body fat, okay? That's how that would occur. And then eventually maybe getting to the shape of a D. So your weight is in, skeletal muscle mass is out, and your body fat is in. Okay, I hope all that makes sense. Okay, now let's take a look down here. I'm seeing some pretty good stuff down here with your muscle that I'm happy with. And I think you're gonna be happy with this too. All right, so this is telling us where your muscle is and how much muscle you have in your right arm, left arm, trunk, right leg, left leg. Okay, so in your right arm, you have 9.9 pounds of muscle. And if you see this number down here, you're able to support 104% of your body weight with just your right arm. So what that means, we want this number, this lower number, to be 100% or above. And the fact that you are at 104 with this body weight means your arm is very strong. Okay, and then we can continue through the rest of your limbs here. You do have a little bit of a muscle imbalance between your right arm and left arm. Your left arm has more muscle and you're able to support 110% of your body weight with your left arm. So, strength, trying to level that out, balance that out would be a good idea. Right arm strength is needed here. But again, you are still able to support 110% of that body weight with just your left arm. So that's a very good thing. Okay, now your core, 75.4 pounds of muscle. And as you can see here, you're above average with your muscle in your limbs and your trunk. But the issue here, you're only able to support 99% of your body weight with your trunk. So you definitely could increase your trunk strength, which is your core strength. However, I don't even think you should focus on increasing that strength, because as you lose weight and as this weight goes down, that number automatically would go up to 100%, if that makes sense. Okay? All right, let's take a look at your right leg and left leg. You have 33.56 pounds of muscle in your right leg. You're able to support 125.8% of your body weight, which is, these two things are really good. A lot of times with guys, I see that their arms are much stronger than their legs, and they're really surprised by that. But your legs are able to support a greater percentage of your body weight than your arms, so that's a great thing. Ideally, you want these to be kind of leveled out, but, as you can see, right leg is super, super strong. Now, you do have a little bit of an imbalance between your leg strength as well. Your left leg is nowhere near as strong as your right leg. Pretty big imbalance there, with that only being able to support 117% of your body weight. I don't know if you have any kind of an injury or if you've had a surgery or anything on your left leg, but that could be why. But you're still able to support 117% of your body weight, which is good. But you do definitely want to take care of this leg imbalance, because that's a little bit more significant than the arm imbalance. That could be causing like maybe hip pain or back pain or something like that because of that. But again, you want to balance them out a little bit better. But as you lose this body weight and body fat, these numbers would automatically go up. So you do have like a lot of muscle and strength to work with. So it's just a matter of losing body fat, okay? We already talked about this, the recommendation. We'll talk about a rate at which you could do that safely and realistically, meaning like pounds per week type of rate. Okay, so give me a second on that. Okay, so looking at here, your fat analysis. So this is your fat in your right arm, left arm, trunk, your core again, right leg and left leg. So you have 18.7 pounds of fat in your right arm, 18.5 in your left arm, and these percentages are out here, okay, which we know. Now your core, this is the fat that you can squeeze on the outside, but this is also the fat on the inside that you can't squeeze. So this is the fat around your organs as well. So there's two types of fat in your trunk. So everybody's trunk is a little bit heavier. Now as you can see, your arms are much more lean, 132 there, than both your core and your legs. Okay, your arms are more lean. And then your legs have 23.1 pounds of fat and 22.7 pounds of fat, okay? Now you can't spot loose fat. It's not like you can say like, well, I want to lose more fat off of my trunk, my core, and my legs than my arms. That's not how it works. But as you were to lose this body fat, you would see in the next scan where you're losing it from most. And again, you can't control it anyway. So it's just kind of an information thing. Now here's your visceral fat level. So this is the dangerous fat. All right, this is the fat that's inside around your organs. This is the heart attack fat. And we want this to be 10 or below, and you are at a 24. Okay, so this, once you start losing that body fat, this will go down, but this is the one that we really want to see go down a lot. Okay, because if I take a look at that visceral fat number and this water number, those two numbers right there these are the factors that are telling me that you should definitely get your heart checked out. Okay, if you haven't already, but you might have. All right, now let's talk about this number here. This is your basal metabolic rate. This is the number of calories that you burn in a day that you have done absolutely nothing. It's 2090. Okay, so in terms of diet, this right here is the absolute minimum number of calories that you should ever eat. If you eat less than this, then your body's going to get into what I call storage mode, and you will not lose any of these fat cells because your body will be telling you, you know what, there's no energy here, so I need to hang on to all these fat cells because I don't know when I'm going to get energy in the form of food again. Okay? Now, in terms of, really dedicating yourself to losing this weight, this would be a good goal number per day to hit. And I don't know what you're doing with diet, if you're counting your calories or anything like that, but I do recommend that you do count your calories at a minimum and write down what you eat and what the calorie count is on what you ate, reading your labels, and maybe even going to the extreme of measuring your food, and do that for 3 days to a week just to get a kind of an idea of what this number is, what you're getting in your calories, because you want to be around this number. Okay? And then when you talk about types of food, that's when you learn, well, what types of food will give me 2,090-ish calories, 2,000 to 2,100 calories? What types of food will give me that calorie number and I won't feel hungry? And that's when you're talking types of food and, eating. When you eat healthier foods, you get to eat a lot more volume of food and not hit that number. When you eat unhealthy foods, you don't get a lot and you hit that number fast. And that's all stuff that you can go over with Dave if you'd like. So that is your scan, okay? A lot of information here. I hope it's helpful. If you have any questions, have Dave reach out to me, or, hopefully this explains everything to you. But I think obviously you're on the right track by coming through this door, meeting with Dave, getting on a program. This could be the first step to you saving your own life. So good job.